It's thinking we are live.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for being so patient. I swear we're really trying to figure this out. So, anyway, I am Molly, the Life Sleuth. I'm originally from Los Angeles. Now I live in the safety of the Midwest. I'm a former big city cop and a detective. So, I have answered thousands of radio calls and crime reports for relationships gone wrong, as well as fully documenting my own dating failures on Instagram at I'd Rather Die Alone.
Yes, and I am Danielle Noire, previous California death rocker turned corporate exec, nestled snugly in the Rocky Mountains, and joining forces with longtime pal Molly to share our failures and successes to help you become more powerful.
I totally love that. This is where we have to show pictures of us in our 20s, like dancing on
Oh,
like
yes.
crawling on a dance floor in our underwear. Anyway, guys, thank you for liking and subscribing. This was a great week for us, and we're growing, and each little bit helps us unlock features to make our shit better. But enough about us, more about us. Randy is the reason we are all here today. And let me give you a little introduction about my friend Randy. I mean, it is sort of fall there, Randy, but I feel like I feel like you have more on than me, and it's 33 degrees out here today. Randy is my bestie of like 15 years. We worked together at LAPD. We really bonded over some shit that we got into. That needs to be its own live chat. And Randy is like 5 star, 5 diamond, 1,000 out of 10 recommend. But he can't market himself for shit. I've helped him with his dating profile for 100 years now. And that's what we're going to do today. Randy is a hard worker. He is a total family man. He is a former Marine.
You just
He's
fell down.
currently in combat right now.
I'm okay.
Speaking of which, happy Marine birthday to my favorite crayon eater, and also happy Veterans Day this week, Randy. He is single. He lives in Los Angeles. He has no kids, no baggage. I would let him marry my sister. He's a dog dad. He's passionate about learning and growing, and he's so like emotionally mature and respectful. He's one of the very few people on this planet that I absolutely trust implicitly, and I can't say enough about him. And right now, he is ready to commit to somebody great, and so that's why we're here. We're here to help him with his dating profile, which is trash. I have the screenshots. But we got to roast him a little bit. So today we're going to fine tune his dating profile. And that's why Danielle needs to be here, because she's like sweet and romantic and thoughtful and serious. And I'm just an asshole that tells everyone what I think. So Danielle is here to help. Okay, so Randy, let's talk about like why you have a profile. I get that you're trying to find someone, but why a dating app?
First off, thanks for that nice introduction. Why a dating profile? You got to meet technology where technology is. So I think Instagram is the #1 dating profile, which I'm not on. So you and I are Amish, Molly. So technology is like a big zero.
Yeah. And so what apps are you on?
I was on BLK, which stands for Black, and then I was on Tinder, and I guess they don't like you sending unsolicited butt pics. No, I'm kidding, but there's some technical difficulties with Tinder, so I don't know what's going on with Tinder.
You were kicked off. Just admit it. I was kicked off too. If you put in my phone number into Tinder, it tells you that you have a lifetime ban. So whoever gets my phone number after me, you're welcome.
Oh no.
Listen, Danielle, it is an unapologetic fuckfest on Tinder, and the fact that like I was like, this one, you guys need to do something about this profile. They're like, no, that is our demographic. You are not. We're not here to actually make matches. We want everybody to be single, lonely, and continually looking. So yeah. I got banned, and people who told me that they were going to murder me if I didn't send them pictures of my asshole get to stay on there. So
I know, but you're like, get in line, sir. There's plenty of people ahead of you. I personally had never been on Tinder, specifically because I know the demographic that's on there, and that's not me. So I didn't bother with it. But yeah, there's dozens and dozens of dating apps out there. And like you, Randy, like I'm not super technical, but nowadays, it's hard to just meet somebody out in the wild, as it were.
Yeah.
Like it's probably not going to approach me at Costco or Trader Joe's, which is where outside of work I am 80% of the time. You could have like little meet cute at the sample station. They're giving away pretzels. It's very rare. But yeah, most folks are on the online dating apps. And so you have to make that determination of, okay, which one is for me? Thinking about the demographic of people. What are people looking for? There's a dating site for every type of genre and demographic, especially even age-wise. People with kids, people without kids, people with specific proclivities or interests. So it's a jungle out there, man. It's scary.
Yeah, Randy, so I haven't gotten my invitation to BLK yet, but any minute now. So why that one? Like what features are on it, or why that one?
Honestly, I tried OkCupid, Plenty of Fish, MySpace, and when you and I were hanging out, where did you put my profile? You put my profile on something, and it worked. Like day 2, I had a date with a nurse, and then I went and readjusted it, and I didn't get a date for like the next year and a half. Yeah, it was bad. But I date here and there, but it's not quality. What is it? It's quantity. It's not quality. So.
And is BLK quality?
No. So BLK is basically Black Tinder, and they're not allowing you to hook up with anybody. I mean, match with anyone. Like I'm in California, matching with people in Atlanta, so it's like, yeah.
Why?
No, that's just the way it's set up. It's not set up to let you meet. Like Danielle's awesome, I'm awesome. It won't match me and her. It'll match me and the crazy girl down the street.
I think that's all of them though, because I know I stopped dating this one guy, but we still lived like kind of close to each other, and he kept sending me messages like, "Is you're back on Hinge?" Like they're not sending me his profile, and I kind of just wondered like, why not? I mean, besides the fact we clearly weren't compatible, but Hinge doesn't know that. So like Hinge should be trying to get me to date him. He lives like down the street and we're age appropriate, blah, blah, blah. I could not find him. And I put in, I only want people exactly his age that are exactly as far away as he is to try to find him so I could block him. But anyway, that's not the point. The point is like they were sending me people that were like so far away, or people that were separated instead of single, which is like an absolute impasse for me. And like, why are you wasting my time with all this? That's the thing about eHarmony. It's so great in that it really asks you all your fundamental questions. If you had $1,000, would you spend some and save some, or spend it all or save it all? So that you really get like those fundamental things that people end up getting divorced over. But then you're sending me only a couple matches a day. And if everybody is, 300 miles away, that's like not coffee date range. So God, Randy, I thought I printed out the pictures of. I'm sad. I thought I printed out the pictures of you as an idiot passed out on my couch. I was gonna share that one. I can't find it.
That was only 2 times.
It was more than once. You are right. And I would unload his gun and put like all the bullets on my coffee table in a little heart while he was sleeping. Take a little picture and go to bed while I was waiting for the cab to the nightclub, and he fell asleep before it got there. So that was good.
Oh no.
I have forgiven you.
Thank you.
So okay, so what features are on BLK? Do you have the ability to video chat?
So they have a weird feature where you can do like your own little stream, and I'll heart emoji you, and let's say Danielle's a guy, she'll send you a little gift, which I think you can exchange for money. And the economics of it is disgusting. So
really?
Yeah.
This sounds
women like, say again, Danielle?
I said, it just sounds crazy. Like it sounds like it's almost like a video game or some kind of social experiment rather than.
Okay, Randy, are they paying? I want to send you a fake
Yes.
bouquet of flower emoji. Are you getting that money, or is BLK getting that money?
So if we go big, I don't want to say something wrong and then they end up suing us. My assumption, my assumption allegedly is I take out whatever money and I send you a bouquet, and I guess you can exchange it for. So I pay $10 for it. BLK probably gets $1, and you get $9. And how it works is now I become blue. Danielle's green. So she's flirting with you correctly because you're saying some idiot stranger sending me money. When Danielle starts flirting with you and it's working, I can kick her off because she needs to spend money on you.
This is similar to an idea for a dating app that I told you about 400 years ago. And also what I've been telling everybody about on I'd Rather Die Alone on Instagram, which is Facebook needs to have collect calls, like, and I get the money. If you want to send me all these emojis and all this stuff, then you need to pay to be able to do that. And I'll take the brunt of it and pay for therapy. And then Facebook can take that small little bit and pay for all of the lawsuits they had over censorship. That's how I feel about that.
Yeah.
That's really interesting, but also kind of gross because you shouldn't have to pay for emojis.
Well, they're rewarding simp behavior like me sending you money.
Yeah, that is. It's not very alpha. You're right.
And they punish Danielle for being alpha because she's like, whatever she says to you, I get jealous and I'm paying so I can kick her off.
That's very manipulative. I don't like that.
Are you paying to be on it?
No, I don't pay. I don't pay.
Okay.
So I'm one of the green guys who gets kicked off.
Okay. Weird. Okay. And then, like, what's the demographic? Is it only Black people?
It's only Black people. Every now and then you'll see a white girl or maybe a Hispanic girl. And then BLK has a sister channel. I think it's called Chispa. And it's only Hispanic people. And I get to experience my racism over there because no one matches with me over there. So, nada.
Gotta love segregation in 2024.
Hey, lasty man.
Yeah.
Okay, so Randy, I know you, and I know that you love a beautiful Hispanic girl. So I guess like the glaring question for me would be like, why are you on BLK and not STDrainbow.com?
So with the color thing, I love Black girls, but I have 6 sisters.
I know.
So I'll meet one and, oh, you remind me of, I'm not going to say their names, but this sister, my little sister, yeah. And it doesn't help having so many Black cousins. And don't get me wrong, I date Black girls, but you know me.
Okay, so who are you looking to match with? Like, what kind of girl?
Yeah.
That is a good question.
Did you not know that we were going to be talking about this today? Did nobody let you know?
Yeah, but everything's coming all at once, like funny, loyal, beautiful, sexy, secure, things like that. From our first, what do you call it? Fit, feminine, friendly.
Okay.
Fit, feminine, friendly. And then employed doesn't matter?
Yeah, some kind of job.
Okay.
Or at least between jobs.
Okay.
Yeah.
We call that unemployed.
At least have your EBT card, something you can bring to the table.
I'm drinking my Amish cider this morning, so I'm feeling very spicy.
Delicious.
I know, you guys. I ate that donut in like 2 bites. It's like the best part of my day. Okay, so then who do you want them to know that you are?
Oh, what you introduced, just loyal,
Perfect.
a man's man. Like, it's here's my thing. You're not going to get the crazy drama of my baby's mom breaking your window, or you and I are not going to prison. I don't have warrants or anything crazy. I'm not the fun, toxic 20-something that younger girls might want. So, yeah.
Okay.
We'll get to your profile of why you don't tell us anything about that.
Yeah.
Oh, because BLK doesn't give you the option to write a
You're not off the
descriptive.
hook. I've
Yeah.
seen what you've written. I have screenshots. But Danielle, do you have any questions before we get
I have
to
some questions. The fact that the app you're on, the BLK app, doesn't even let you extrapolate any further about who you're looking for or who you are, just tells me further that that dating site is it's just for fun. There is no intent there for you to actually like connect with somebody. But that's just what I'm reading. But my questions are going to be a little deeper, more philosophical.
Kind of to answer your question, Danielle, after 2020, the whole dating landscape just went. It was more like 2016-ish. Dating just took a. I don't want to curse, but it took a crap. So.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's what I'm experiencing now. I was out of the dating world for like 16 years and came into a dumpster fire. It's a very different landscape than it was like 20 years ago.
Well, what's funny is I was living in the dumpster, so yeah.
I came over and I was like, "Hey, what are you doing in here?"
Yeah. So
Okay.
I've been in. I was dating when it flipped. Because Molly remembers I was dating everybody. There wasn't any issues, and then all of a sudden, just became like you said, dumpster. Yeah.
I definitely get that. We have a comment from Rod. He says he's been on many dating sites and he didn't like any of them, but eHarmony is the only site he found quality matches. So I am actually hearing a lot of good things about eHarmony, and it might be because they have this long questionnaire you have to fill out so that they can better align you with somebody.
Yeah, it really does weed out the overtly lazy people.
Yes.
All
right. We'll get to some of that.
Find pictures as I chat.
All right, Randy.
Yes, ma'am.
Why do you want to be in a relationship?
Why do I want to be?
Yeah.
I don't echo Molly's sentiment of I'd rather die alone.
It's not that I want to die alone. It's just that if these are my options, I'd rather die alone. That's really what there's like a little preface to I'd rather die alone.
Do I want to be in a relationship? I'm not opposed to it, but I'm also not opposed to being by myself. It's not the biggest deal in the world, but it's like technology kind of messed everything up. So you guys are old, but you're consuming content where girls are saying, don't approach me at the gas station, don't approach me at Costco, don't come up to me, leave us alone, men are trash. So it's like,
men kind of are trash.
Is that me?
Oh my
God.
God.
I put his shampoo over the vital bits. I have a lot of screenshots from I'd Rather Die Alone. But so what I think is interesting is I'm sure he's trying to show you his delicious physique, but all I know is that he has dandruff and he gets ingrown hairs. I worked at too many beauty supplies. I know those bottles. And he uses summer beach towels in his regular bathroom. And he doesn't wear underwear.
Yeah.
He's scared.
That's all I know. I'm sure that's not what he wanted me to get out of it, but
that's all we need to know. Yeah, no.
And he's not alone. These guys, for whatever reason.
Oh God. Molly.
So, Randy, when you're saying that men are trash, please discuss. Anyway, they're all over.
That
We
went
are
on,
bombarded.
that went on a terrifying side quest there that we'll have nightmares about for
I
years
aim
to
to
come.
please.
Yes, but I had asked you the question, why do you want to be in a relationship, is to help you start thinking about what you want to get out of this so that you can hopefully figure out what you want to display in your profile. And so I think that's a really important thing for anyone wanting to get back into the dating field, is to really answer some of these philosophical questions first so you can be a little bit more intentional with who you're going to meet with and who you're engaging with. I think the more like vague in your head you are about stuff, the more vague people you get, but like a lot of the matches you get aren't really what you want, and they're wasting your time. So being a little bit more intentional and thoughtful of like, well, why do I want to be in a relationship? Like, what's the purpose? Would I prefer being single? No, I want to be in a relationship because I want to have a partner to do these things with. I want to have somebody to build a life with. And what specific things and what does that look like? And that kind of leads me to my next one, is of like, what type of relationship do you want? Are you looking for something monogamous? Are you doing the poly thing that a lot of folks are doing today? Casual marriage? Are you open to anything? Like, do you already know what you want, or are you not sure?
So I think you just saw me writing. So I actually answered the first one with your help. I like that you said intentionality, someone to share and enjoy life with, and companionship. And then to the second question you asked, no, if I'm dealing with a girl, I want it to be monogamous. I just got an STD test, and the doctor calls and she goes, your vitamin D is low. And I'm like, I got vitamin D? How'd that happen? And she's like, no, that's not an STD, you dummy. So no, we got to be monogamous. I don't want any scares. I want to remain clean. I want to make sure she's clean. And
Yeah.
I don't want to share her with her boyfriend or her husband or anything weird like that. So,
Okay.
and
Good.
same for me. I'm not going to be slinging it everywhere. So,
Well, that's awesome. So you've identified what you want and identified how you're going to show up. So you want to somehow incorporate that in your profile if you can, so that you can pick those people that have those same values and interests. And nothing's wrong, for people out watching, there's nothing wrong with whatever type of relationship you want. It's about knowing what you want and matching with people that want that same thing, versus what I've experienced, people saying one thing to get a certain type of person, and that's not really their intent. Saying they want a long-term relationship when really they just want to play around and
Right.
have fun.
Danielle, I totally get that there are users out there, but I think you also have to understand that you're the brakes, and you have to vet that they mean it. You can't just read a blurb or a checkbox on a dating app and be like, great, this guy's going to marry me if I can get through 49 dates. So, when you're on that first date, second date, third date, and they're trying to push it further in a way that you're like questioning their reason for being there, then that's your answer. It speaks a lot more than words. I mean, a lot of these guys don't say anything about themselves, and you have to like read between the lines and guess. But the ones that say, that they want casual dating or serious relationship, like they really haven't done the work to even decide why they're there. And Randy gets caught in that trap sometimes. Randy wants one real awesome person that he can be in a serious relationship with. But if some hot girl wants to like go out for the night, he's not going to say no. And I feel like a lot of guys are that way. So for girls, if you are looking for a serious relationship, don't even mess with anybody that says that they're open to casual. They don't need to check that box to go out casually, but they're letting you know right away that they pretty much aren't there for anything serious. Like this guy, this is his profile. You don't need to know if he has a head or not, ladies. What you need to know is I'm a guy who just wants to have fun. I'm a passionate sexual dominator. I didn't print out a picture of his front, but I'm more masculine than him. And that's all I needed to tell you about that.
Oh my gosh. And I totally agree, Molly. Like looking at a profile, I'm not just going to take it for gospel. You know, I'm looking at, they're hoping they're being truthful and they have integrity. But yeah, absolutely. As you're dating the person, you're trying to determine, is this really them? And asking all those questions if this is a good match, which kind of leads me into some of my other questions in terms of like setting boundaries. Like what are non-negotiables for you, and holding to those when you start to date somebody. Like let's say you don't want to date a smoker, and like that's a non-negotiable. I don't want it in my life. My father died from lung cancer. You know, I don't want to have that. But meeting somebody and I'm like, oh, she's so hot though, and she's a smoker. Oh, it's okay. You know.
I never smoke. Here's his picture.
Yeah.
So you're asking me my non-negotiables?
Yes, you have some non-negotiables of like, I can't date somebody that is this or does this or what have you.
Well, back when Molly and I were friends, well, we're still friends, but back when I was a whore.
I liked Molly, yeah.
Yeah, she remembers me from my slut days. I mean, I got sexually harassed at work. I dated
These
some of
girls
her
were
coworkers.
crazy.
Yeah, they went crazy. So I can't do crazy. No drugs. You cannot do drugs. That's non-negotiable. You can't have any. You can drink, but you have to be able to control yourself. I don't want you entertaining other guys. I'm not going to be entertaining anyone. Like we have to be 1990s single and not 2024 single. Like I take you to a date and then you go have relations with your midnight rendezvous. That's not going to work.
Yeah.
There's this thing going around about don't date single moms. That's not real. What it is don't date someone whose baby's mom or baby's dad is still coming around in a toxic kind of manner. Oh, Danielle, who are you dating? Oh, Molly, who are you dating? Like, I don't want any issues with him, and you shouldn't have to deal with the mother of my children. I don't have any kids, but you get what I'm saying. So I'm open to someone with kids, or if it's not an issue.
Yeah.
And then I don't think anyone under 35.
You don't think?
Not for something serious.
Sure.
Because women kind of reach their full maturity 27, 28-ish, but in 2024, like we're all so immature. Like I was an adult child at 31 when I was hanging out with mom.
No, that's oh, is
He's
that
like someone like
this
someone like
you
that
have to look forward to.
Molly?
That's what I want. Somebody like that, but a female.
Okay, but what's your upper limit?
Upper?
Upper? Yes, your upper limit.
What is Jennifer Lopez? Like 60?
That's Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but
there's 400 years old and dead, I'd still date him. He's an outlier. When you do your profile, what do you put is your top age?
18 to 22. No, I'm kidding. 55.
Yeah. Okay.
55.
Like this guy is 52, and his profile says that he wants 18 to 45.
No.
52 and 46 is too old for him, ladies.
Wow.
Yeah, 56, 21 to 45, 54, 21 to 50, 60, 15 to 57, 60.
Wait. What'd you say?
He is 60 years old.
And what's his?
18 to 57. And like sunglasses. Like this is, you don't even get to know if I have a lower jaw, but he wants a teenager and he's fucking 60 years old. 56, and he wants 25 to 50, 47, and he also wants super young, 58, 45. None of these guys are willing to date anyone. 59, and he wants 30 to 42. So
42.
Even when I was 18 to 42, I don't want anybody that's not looking for an equal. It's such a huge red flag for me. So I don't know if BLK has the option of putting your range, but guys, do yourselves a favor and make that top date 55, 90, whatever. Don't do 90 because that makes you sound desperate, but do it at least 5 years older than you. If you don't talk to a single girl that is over the age of 18, it still makes you look more legitimate to everybody on the internet that you're matching with.
Yeah, I agree. Mine is 10 and 10, so I'm willing to go 10 years younger and 10 years older than my age. That's just me.
But the three of us came from a time where it was like 5 and 5. And now you've got Hot Girl Summer and Molly calls it roadkill, where these girls are just like, I'm giving up to everybody. So that's what's messing it up for older women. Like it used to be, oh, that's disgusting. I'm not. The girl would be 21 and the 28-year-old was too old for her. So
yeah, I think because roadkill has become so prevalent that guys have become so bold about just unapologetically air humping your inbox. And it's so unattractive. Like this guy's profile. I'm interested in woman that's not shy, open-minded, and sexually active. There's a lot of eyes there. I'm not sure why. And freaky. That's spontaneous, fun, and period. Adventurous and loves kissing and foreplay. You, her, lots of fun together.
Oh, sounds exciting.
Sign me up.
Yes. Sounds so wonderful. But that's awesome. My question actually went a lot deeper than I was expecting. So on like a lighter note, I had a friend of mine. She's on the dating apps and she's dating. And recently she went on a couple dates with a guy. She really liked him. He came over to hang out one evening and she has a cat. And he's like, oh, I'm definitely allergic to cats. And he was upset with her. Well, you didn't put that on your profile that you have cats, nor did he put on his that he has this deathly allergy. And so they stopped dating. And so it was kind of a bit of a waste of time. The guy kind of freaked out about it. And she's like, God, do I have to put cats on my date? Like, do I have pictures of me and my pets on my dating profile just in case? And I thought, I don't really know how I feel about that. It's interesting though. But
I don't have a dating profile, but I guess I just have to dedicate the entire thing to my name's Molly, and just I guess if it's important, I eat peanut butter.
Right.
It doesn't even make sense.
Yeah.
If you have a deathly allergy, it's your job to buffer the world for yourself.
Yeah,
it's not my job to tell you I eat peanut butter.
Yeah, but so those are some things to take into account. Like I won't date somebody who smokes because of past history and everything. I don't want that in my lifestyle. So, that's something I'd want to know up front. I wouldn't want to waste either of our time, dating. If there's somebody that is a chain smoker, then we're not going to be a match. But
yeah, if a guy is in the game and he dates girls that are in the game, it's all fair and love and war. But if you're in the game and you meet a good girl, don't dog her out, because that's the villain origin story. And the same for women. If you're with a guy and he's a good guy, don't have him taking you to Roof Chris and then you're calling your midnight hookup right after the date and bringing that guy your leftovers. So
that's awful.
Hey, the dumpster. by her.
I do love the villain story, though. I have my own villain story. When I became a villain, I'm not going to share. That's for another time.
Oh, man.
A whole episode. Yeah, we'll share our villain stories. I used to be so nice, and then the world crushed me. But
yeah, but your profile is your commercial for yourself.
Yes.
And so you're letting people know not only like who are you, but how much time and effort are you willing to put into a relationship, and understand women look into your profile so much more. One, because a guy's worst fear is that you're going to show up and be fat, and a girl's worst fear is that we're not going to go home after the date. So understanding that we have a little bit higher stakes, we want somebody that's going to put in effort. And I mean, I blew up the printer at work this week. No, I didn't, boss. Sorry. And so I don't know where all my screenshots are, but we see this a lot. So here's his profile. Just ask and I shall tell. My self-summary. Show you better than I can tell you. That's just absolute laziness.
Awful.
My self-summary. Hey, there's no capital letters going on here at all. I know the shift key is so much effort. Hey, well, let me first start off by saying I know what I have and I know what I want. I'm an open book. Message me if you want to know more. I'm an open book, but I'm not going to tell you shit. I am not a dentist. I refuse to pull teeth. Just tell me what I need to know so that I know whether or not I'm interested. None of those guys got a conversation out of me, and they might have been interesting or funny or had effort, and they were just like, oh, let me just see if I can get on, whatever app that was for 5 seconds. If you don't put out the full profile from the beginning, all that, I'm going to come back to this question later. I don't have time for this right now. But you have time to marry me? You have time to like get me naked? Like, I don't like, you can't even write the word you out and put a period at the end of it, but like you have time for a relationship.
Yeah, so, I think that's a huge red flag. If they're serious about finding their life partner and they can't even take an hour to fill out a profile with some information about themselves, that's pure laziness, but also they have no intentionality about this. This is just fun. But third red flag is this could possibly be somebody that expects their partners to put in all the effort. I want to see how badly you want to connect with me and contact me and find out about me, but I'm not going to give you anything up front. Doesn't sound like somebody that wants to put equal effort into a relationship.
Right. So we'll get into your profile, Randy, but like every single chance that you have to fill out a question is an opportunity to find that right person. And you want to gear your profile to exactly who will be attracted by that answer.
Yeah.
Well,
and so even if your favorite movie is whatever, every chance you get is your chance to stylize and market yourself to the person that you want to find you, and the person who's going to be like, oh my gosh, that's great. Not to say that you lie, but it's marketing. It's just the way that it works. There's a glut of single people right now. And unfortunately, just like with all of humanity, nobody has any patience anymore. Yeah. It's just that TikTok swipe, dopamine, next, kind of brains that we've grown, and nobody has any freaking patience anymore. So you don't have like this guy. There's a difference between just ask, I'm an open book, and this about me. Well, back in 1492, blah, 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 blah. This is his profile. And then like on page 5 of it, it says, I don't even know where it is. a bit more about me. Addendum. Like, what in the holy hell? And I can tell you that this is just insanity. All of that he wrote is insanity. But the one thing that I thought was funny is what he doesn't want, actresses or narcissists.
Oh yeah, okay.
He was like a 50-year-old magician or something, but you can't be an actress, but he's like and no narcissist.
That's hilarious.
You literally just told me your every waking thought, sir. You made me read that whole fucking thing.
That's so funny. I'm a writer, so I love a long profile. That's a bit much. But the most hilarious thing is no narcissist. Like, sir, if you know anything about narcissists don't admit they're narcissists. They think they're perfect. So you're just gonna attract narcissists. Yeah. You want narcissists? I did
want to give a good one though. So this guy says, I don't know, a D's or vanilla to double D, whatever. Pro cuddler. He wants you to know he's 6 feet, 174 pounds, and endowed. He is a sapio for sure, former Viking, present TV producer, Scotch drinker. If you're not specifically looking for something physical, don't swipe right on me. No, really, don't. It's annoying. So stop doing it now. I really liked this one. Not that I would ever go out with this person, but they're really telling me like who I would expect to be on that date with. This is great. Because when you say, ask me and I'm an open book, I don't even want to ask anything because it's like, my question is, who are you? And like, what is the point? You already have the profile to tell me. But this guy is letting you know right away, hey, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. And that's great because there's all kinds of girls with daddy issues that are going to see this and be like, oh my God, that sounds so fun. And they'll write him and cool. And they go off onto their lane and I go and find people in my lane. So I like that he basically quickly gives you a synopsis of who he is. And so that's what we want on your profile too.
Yeah, you could tell what kind of personality he has. We also had another comment from Rod. He said women do the same thing. If they can't fill out their profile, then obviously they're not serious. And yeah, absolutely. And Molly and I are giving a lot of stuff from our point of view because we
I'm not a dude I don't have any screenshots as a dude because I've never been a dude.
Well, sometimes you put stuff and it you don't want to get disqualified. Like I might say I'm adventurous and she's like, well, the last guy I dated was adventurous and he was having sex with the next door neighbor. And you realize, oh, wow, I just disqualified myself saying too much. So that's one of the things us men, because ladies get a lot of options. We fellas don't get a lot of options. Like if Danielle gets on there, match. I get on there and it's 2025 and somebody might match me.
So I think it's different because although, yes, obviously women get more likes and more people matching and more people hunting and trying to catch us.
Right.
We also are just so used to that we get like a hair trigger, which isn't fair, but we do get a hair trigger for, that profile says massages. That profile says I like fun. Like, oh, that's just whatever, this kind of person. And maybe fun was like collecting shells on the beach, but like I don't know that. I'm just so used to seeing fun with the eggplant emoji and the squirt emoji that like the word fun for me is like I'm out. Like, so
yeah, but here's the thing,
I mean, it is tricky, but
say I put that I do jujitsu, right? Now Danielle might say, oh, he's active, he can defend himself. You might say, oh, he has sweaty butts in his face and he likes wrestling with men. So I've just got disqualified.
Check.
Yeah, I've just disqualified myself with you. So sometimes less is more, sometimes, and I get what you guys are saying. Put who you are and then whoever accepts you.
Okay, but so I would say for you, Randy, jujitsu is something that you do, but it's not who you are.
Right. Perfect.
So if I was writing your page, I wouldn't mention it. It's not who you are. It's something that you do.
Right.
It's also not something that you want to share with someone. You don't want a girl who does jujitsu. So that would be a a worthless thing to spend your however many characters on when you're doing your profile.
Interesting. I will respectfully disagree, but I do agree on the character point. Like if you only have a small amount of real estate to write about yourself, then yeah, I would focus more on the like who you are and who you're looking for versus hobbies or what you like to do in your spare time. But I do like to read or see about people's hobbies or what they do. Like, what do you do when you're not working? You know, if you had the day off and you didn't have to work or you didn't have any appointments, like what would you be doing? That tells me a lot too about somebody. You're going to go do jujitsu, you're going to go to the movies, are you going to have a Lord of the Rings marathon? I'm in. I'm swiping on you, you know, or are you going to go take a hike or something? You know, that tells me a lot too.
But Danielle, crazy fact about me and Molly, we had a coworker whose boyfriend was volunteering with criminal felons. And she didn't like that. She was like, I don't like that he hangs out with felons. So the next guy who puts, oh, I volunteer to work with people. She might break up with that guy.
Oh,
Me and Randy back in the day.
Look how cute.
There you go.
So he was working. They're working Hollywood Division Foot Beats. And my tits are out. I just had belched off of the LA subway and I was walking to a club called Perversion. And Randy and I were texting each other. I'm like, where are you, fucker? I think we had been like pre-drinking before we got on the subway or something. Come find me. We just got out of the subway. And so that I don't even know who took this picture for us.
Whoever you're with.
Dude, this is probably the only picture of Randy and I together ever.
What's a good one?
Except like recently, but like from back in the day.
Yeah.
But you took this like sexy photo with you and Rigo. Fucker, we never got a picture. We never got our like cool picture together.
Yeah.
Because we got in trouble, Molly. That's why.
That's true. That's another video. And then here's Randy passed out on my couch.
That's not
I don't
me.
know if you could see that I unloaded his gun and like all of his rounds are on my coffee table.
That's not me, Danielle.
All right. Well, let's get to Randy's profile.
Yeah, I was gonna say, speaking of you, it's profile time. Let's get into it.
It's profile time. Okay, we did go through your pictures a couple weeks ago, and this was basically Randy's profile. It was 700 pictures of him with sunglasses on. So you promised to fix that, and you've sent us some new pictures, which we both looked at. Danielle and I have not talked about these either with you or each other. And they're screenshots that I've blown up, so they're not like the greatest quality, but they're fine for dating apps. This was the first picture that you sent. I'm assuming this isn't your main picture, but tell me about this.
That's one of the Marines I was talking about. I think that was my birthday in the Dominican Republic.
Oh, nice.
I do like it. What I like is you look younger and cuter than your friend. That's always a bonus. But obviously not a main picture because I'm like, well, wait, who am I matching with?
Right.
Yes.
So this would not be a main picture. It's a good filler picture if you didn't have any other picture of like a full body to show your body type. It would be a good filler picture, but it doesn't tell me anything about hobbies. It doesn't tell me anything about you. You're standing there with a dude. That guy could be your cousin. He could be a politician. It doesn't really say anything. I don't really know anything more. Am I holding it the right way?
Yes.
So a good later picture, but not a first picture. Okay, tell me about this one in the casino.
Oh, that's my friend's mom. Because you guys said on our other show, have pictures with friends and family to show you're just not living by yourself, which I am. Yeah.
I like it. One, it shows that you're doing like fun things. Obviously it's updated with your new hair and your new beard.
Yes.
And I like it because it shows who's going to show up, but also you're with this woman She is dressed normally. I don't know if I'm doing this right, but she's dressed normally. Her tits aren't out. Your hand's not on her butt. Like, it's obviously like respectful, nice. You're not going to get any of those crazy girls. It's like, who's that? So for that reason, like, it's a good one. Okay, tell us about this one.
So the same guy from the other picture, it was his birthday, and we were in Alaska. And you said take a full body picture, no sunglasses. Yeah, basically just Alaska.
The glaring issue that I hate is that fucking license plate.
Oh, yes, safety concerns.
I'm sure it's not your car. I'm sure it's not your friend's car. But
Correct.
we do have to be mindful of security issues because people are fucking crazy. So I would crop that out or take a picture where you're standing in front of the license plate, and be like mindful of any kind of identifiers. I mean, it's a little bit different. You're on vacation. It's not you standing in front of your own personal car where I'm going to run your reg and find out where you live and go stalk you. But I do like the picture. I love that you're smiling. I would love it cropped in a little bit more to see you instead of whatever. The other stuff is really boring. You're the exciting part. This next picture.
Do I have clothes on?
My little heart.
Oh, that was Fighting for America.
So, did I take this picture?
Yes.
Yay! I love this picture, Randy. You look so happy. Your smile is so genuine. It's like zoomed in on you. You're just looking all cute. It's perfectly cropped. You see your sense of humor and your love of politics and also the New York hat. This, even though it is not, it says so much more about you than this.
Yes.
100%. I know who this person is more than I know who this guy is.
Gotcha.
This is first picture quality all day long.
Yeah, agreed. I also really enjoy that picture for all the reasons Molly shared. I know I didn't talk about the other pictures. I like how you're showing full body. Something I mentioned to Molly that I thought was interesting is like 80% of your pictures all include some body of water behind you.
Really? Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, like a lake, ocean, or you're on a boat. And I'm like, man, Randy loves being on the water. Like,
which is what she said to me. And I was like, that's funny because he literally lives on a mountain of dust.
Yeah. Maybe that's why.
Maybe that's why he just always goes to gravitate towards the liquid. Yeah.
Moisture. Okay. Tell me about this picture.
Fishing with my dad, who loves nothing but fishing.
Aww.
So when I got in trouble with you, he said, let's go fishing.
Oh.
Yeah, all he does is fish. So
I do love your dad. If you have any chance on that app to put captions, it's just another great way to be able to draw people into who you are.
Yeah.
And like a great caption for this one would be, my dad loves fishing and I love my dad.
Nice.
Oh, nice. That's wonderful.
Right? Look at Danielle getting all crazy over there.
Maybe that's why you love the water so much, Randy, because it reminds you of your father.
Yeah, it's like
that's such a crazy observation, Danielle, that you realize I'm always by the water.
Yeah.
You'd think I'd know that.
Maybe I could be a detective one day.
Yeah. You see that, Molly? She's a detective. The two detectives.
All I saw were license plates.
Well, you didn't tell everybody you guys known each other for 25 years, so she's your actual partner.
Yes, we were crawling around on Death Rock Club dance floors in wedding dresses together.
I know. We just
many years
clicked. Our energies clicked, and we're like, yeah, we should go to these clubs together.
Nice.
And then Molly
and yet all of those other people just fell off the planet, and we stayed friends.
I know it's crazy, but Molly gave you such a beautiful introduction, Randy. I was so enchanted. Molly is one of the most like creative, just intuitive, just I don't know, this ball of sunshine. I just gravitated towards her. I loved all the stuff she was doing and just how creative she was. And she always had some project she was working on. She was so talented. I was like, I want to be just like this person, or at least be near them eating pizza. And then, oh, Molly, stop.
Too much. Can't handle it.
You know, she's so amazing that everyone, and we mean everyone, gravitates towards her, including these lovely gentlemen online, these gentlemen callers.
Yeah, and Danielle, you just told us about her high point. I'll tell you about her other side. When I got in all of that trouble, she's one of the few people who said, I don't give a crap. I'm sticking by my friend. So that's the other side of her.
I mean, both you guys. Like, honestly, there's nothing I wouldn't do for you guys. So
yeah. So when she says
that's not
bestie, like
because of
she
me,
really
that's
like
because
her.
of who you guys are. There's plenty of people in this world that I wouldn't throw a rope into the quicksand for, but you guys aren't that. So
Yay, we get a piece of rope.
Enough of the love. Let's get roasting. Randy, your profile.
Yes. Oh, Randy.
Uh-oh. No one-word answers?
Okay, the first thing it says, I am understanding that the website is very truncated and doesn't allow for verbal diarrhea like the narcissist. But you got to give us a little something better than this. Okay, it says, I'm looking for a relationship. Written prompts. This is where it gives you a prompt. My favorite ice cream flavor is, and then you're like, what's up? Like those kinds of things, right?
It's my favorite too.
The first one that you selected was my biggest flex. This could go so many places that would cause women to peel their panties all over the world. But what Randy replies is, both of us being satisfied.
Yeah.
What have I taught you, young grasshopper, about these fucking things? We don't want to hear any air humping bullshit. We just don't.
So
we have such a trigger for it.
Yeah, so this is how I interpreted it.
Okay.
When I read both of us being satisfied, it was like when you read the fortune cookies, I was just like in bed. Like immediately to me was a sexual thing, you know, like, okay, so you want to make sure we both get off when we have sex. Like that's your biggest flex. Like that should be the big minimum. Like this is not interesting.
I swear to God, it was non-sexual. I meant satisfied like in a relationship or dating.
That's not what satisfied means.
Yeah.
Not to women. No. No. Just stop right now pretending that that's what that meant. I don't know how many characters that you have, but if that's what you meant, my biggest flex, this is just off the top of my asshole. My biggest flex, I am here to put in the work for a mutually beneficial relationship. And that way, some girl who's like, I wonder if he eats ass, like she's like, oh, he's willing to put in the work. Cool. That's the guy for me. And some girl who wants to get married by next Tuesday is like, oh, that's the guy for me.
Yeah.
Have it say what you mean and not allude to something that could be an absolute impasse for the kind of girl that you're on there for. Now, if you're just on there to eat ass, then you be you, boo, and you will find the girls for you. But I know you, Randy, and I know that you are available for free roadkill, but you're not, you're a hunter organically and first. So
I might be wrong. Did you know that? I might be getting no matches because of that one line. My biggest flex is, oh, he's a pervert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And honestly, Randy, because one, you're not, 20 whatever year old Randy anymore. So I hate to say it for all three of us, but our looks can no longer get us swipes. Like, we got to have something more to offer. And so if you're just saying like, I'm free to come fuck you babies, like, well, why wouldn't she go swipe on some 20-year-old guy? Why would she be swiping on you?
Yeah.
So both of us being satisfied honestly just says sex to women. And so I would change that. My biggest flex is that I risked my life to serve my country. My biggest flex is I would do anything to protect those that I love. That's like alpha male hunter shit.
My panties have already flown off.
Right. You're fucking way more girls saying that than like, what's up, babies? Like, you be satisfied. Just check out my Yelp reviews. Like, how many Yelp reviews, sir? That's what that says to us.
Yeah, 100%. All of the examples Molly gave are very endearing and interesting to me, make me feel something positive, versus the both of us being satisfied. My notes are over here, so I keep looking over. Both of us being satisfied, like I wouldn't bother reading any more of your profile.
Right. Next. Yeah.
So it might not be
next. What? Sorry,
Randy? It might not be the site then. I might be getting, the reason I'm not getting matches might not be because of the site. It might be what we just covered.
Yeah, I think
Could be both.
All of those pictures are great. Obviously, I think the one headshot of you in Detroit, to me, that's just beautiful, perfect. That's the one. That's the one that's going to make them interested to go look at all the other ones. I don't think you need a picture of you with everyone you know or every place you've been. I think like 3 of those photos would be enough. I am personally offended that there's no picture of you with your dog.
Yeah.
She's no longer. She's gone. She's gone.
Liberty's gone?
I don't want Liberty. Yeah, she's gone.
Oh.
I never got her back.
Like crossed over Rainbow Bridge gone, or with somebody else gone?
She broke into somebody's house, and then that was it.
I knew that part, and I knew that she was chronically running away, but I didn't know that you didn't have her anymore.
Yeah. So I didn't want to false advertise. Go ahead, Danielle.
Yeah,
sorry.
I get that. I didn't know that Liberty was gone. I'm really sorry about that. I know that you were really struggling with keeping her engaged enough to stay in the yard.
Yeah, Danielle, she wouldn't.
In your neighborhood.
Yeah, she lived everywhere else. She cheated on me.
Okay, well, now that you don't have a dog, I guess you're just moving to the Midwest, and it's really a shame that I just sold the guest bed because I'll be sleeping on the couch again. Where's that picture of you?
All right, so we'll go to the next prompt.
Yes.
Continue.
Believe it or not, this is the prompt. Believe it or not, I is what you get to answer. And you take this opportunity to say, have never smoked weed.
Kamala's my president.
Oh, there's a really beautiful cardinal outside my window right now. It's laughing at you, Randy. It really is. It's so cute. Oh, it's so pretty. I like it here. Okay, have never smoked weed. It's not the worst thing in the world, but believe it or not, this is what's interesting, because I know that you grew out the hair and the beard because you were like, I want to be this dichotomy of like, you can't really pin me down because I'm this, conservative American patriot guy, but I also look very like, leftist, whatever. And so like, you can't really pigeonhole me. I'm me. And so believe it or not, I thought would be about something about how you had this like wildlife story up until now, and that you your packaging doesn't match your interior, or like I thought it would kind of go someplace. And you gave us an interesting factoid, but it's not an interesting factoid that I don't think it does anything for you. So if you are with a girl who smoked weed in college, then this can sound very judgmental. I've never smoked weed. It's like, oh, well, does he expect me to be perfect? But also to a weed smoker, it's like, oh, hell yeah, I'm going to be the first one to turn him on to this shit. It's not honing in on the girl that you want.
Yeah, I agree. It's another one that I receive negatively. So if I just read that one as well, I wouldn't bother reading the rest of your profile. It's weird that like you have one chance to tell me some weird, interesting fact about yourself, and it's just that you've never smoked weed. Part of me, being a little cynical, would think maybe you're possibly lying. But just because of the world we live in. But the other part of me is like, that's it. Why do you hang out with weed smokers? Is that your lifestyle? Do you are you around that a lot? And so it would be impossible to believe.
The most interesting thing about you.
Yeah.
This could be a place for a joke. You could say, believe it or not, I have to wear 3 pairs of socks to bed. Like, what? I need to know more about that. What's going on there? Why does he have to wear 3 pairs of socks to bed? Is his house freezing? Like, it could start a conversation. I feel like this sort of ends a conversation in a way.
It could be like,
I've never smoked weed. I wouldn't even think about telling anybody that. I would say, believe it or not, I had blue hair and played drums in a punk band. Okay, maybe I would put that, except that I don't really want people to know the crazy side of me before they know the like more together side of me.
Yeah.
So I just don't think it's the best side of you. It certainly isn't the second thing that if you were at a cocktail party that you would just come right out and go, did you know, like as your second factoid that you would tell a stranger? Because I don't think it says really anything about you. You're such a multifaceted, interesting person, and that is sort of a throwaway.
Yeah. It could be something about travel. Like imagine you just like you're at a party and some lady started chatting you up, and she may be like, you might be talking about how you were in Europe, and she's like, oh, I believe it or not, I've never traveled outside of the US. I've always wanted to. Like, think about these prompts primarily have 2 purposes, at least in my opinion. One is to share information about yourself so the person can tell if you might be a good match. But second is these are like icebreakers, verbal prompts so that they can ask you a question and start a conversation with you. So if you've said something, believe it or not, I have never, lived in one place longer than 2 years. That's going to tell me a shit ton about you. Might scare me, but it might also interest me.
I was going to say, but what about, believe it or not, I flew all the way to Alaska to fish with my dad for 3 hours. It just says a lot more about you, about your loyalty to family, about your adventure, about how you hang out with your dad, and that you might have a little bit of money or adventure, that you will fly to Alaska to fish for a few hours.
This is not an excuse. It's a reason. One of the issues we had, me and you and I, Molly, is we've had so much, it kind of minimizes us, if that makes sense. Like we've seen everything. Just like, oh, I didn't know you did that. Because all you did was tell me that you only cut your nails on Fridays. Yeah, but I also did this. And that's an issue I have with my family. They're like, oh, I didn't know you did that. I didn't know you went here. I didn't know you went there. So that's the reason why I give such minimal information.
Yeah, but I see on here marijuana as a prompt that they give you, and you have not even answered it. Like that's where you would put it.
Oh no, they won't. They only let you answer 3.
Right, but habits and you have marijuana and you've left it blank when you could have put never under marijuana and then save that good prompt for something more personable about you.
Yeah. Yeah, agreed.
It's like it asks you how tall you are, which you answered, but then on your 3 prompts, you're allowed to tell me you have 3 sentences to get me to fuck you, and you're going to tell me again how tall you are when I can just scroll and see how tall you are. You're wasting your best retail space for shit that's less important that's elsewhere.
Copy.
And then, so saying that, you have one final ability to snatch my heart and sell me on donating the rest of my life to you. And you pick the one song that must play at every party is, I don't even care what it is. That's such a vacuous thing, and you're not a vacuous guy. So I want you to go back to these prompts and pick real shit that tells people who you really are. I mean, mine's probably like Baby Got Back, because it just is going to make the whole party exciting and everyone's just going to be like, yeah, and we're all just going to be silly and have a great time. I wouldn't say that that song defines me as a human being, but it's like a stupid party song that is just going to make people like all of a sudden perk up and get the dance floor going. So I don't really care what song you picked. It's a good song. It's a party song, but like that's not the point of your profile is, how do I attract the woman of my dreams in 3 sentences or less? And you're like, hey, you ever heard this song at a party? Like, that's not it. That's not the one.
Yeah,
so,
I agree. It's like, it might tell me a tiny bit about your music personality or preference, but that's not enough, especially if you put those 3 prompts together.
It doesn't tell me who you are.
I'm already not interested on any of those things. And it like, could just be the dating application. I would strongly suggest trying some other ones out. Like, for example, I'll say Bumble, or I know Hinge allows it. Probably I haven't been on eHarmony, but getting a lot of positive reviews on that. Like, go somewhere that gives you the real estate to share all of that.
Yeah.
If you truly have success in this. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And there's nothing even wrong, Randy, with saying the song I must hear at a party is, forget that. I'm here for something real. If they're only giving you bullshit prompts, say, who cares what song? Ladies, I am available. I'm currently accepting applications for one amazing woman and nothing more. Would tell me so much more than you answering the stupid question that they gave you.
What
so if they only give you shitty
prompts,
like I think Plenty of Fish gives you all shit prompts. And sometimes you just have to say,
what I'm hearing from you guys is, what I'm hearing is the prompts are the same as if I'm with Danielle somewhere and she and I are talking, or is that what you're saying? Like, the prompts are basically, if it was in real life, this is what she'd be hearing from me.
I mean, but you could imagine if someone just walked up to you at a party and started talking to you, and you could only ask them 3 questions, or you could only tell them 3 things about yourself. Like, what would that be? And she's hot, and you're like, okay, I don't want to mess this up. She might be the one. Yeah. Like, act like that, because she's looking at your profile. There's the woman of your dreams, looking beautiful, is out there coming across your profile, and this is all, like Molly said, this is all you advertise. She's walking by the street and looking in the window. This is what she sees. Oh, you've never smoked weed? I'm going to be sad. Okay, I'm not. Yeah. I'm not ordering. I'm looking for a dynamic man who has more than this. Yeah.
So, Randy, it's like the journalist comes up to you with the microphone and they want to get the story of Randy and tell us about who you are. And you're like the zombie boy who goes, I like turtles. And it's like, oh, you're ruining your chance. Like, this, like, you're on the news. Everybody's listening to you. What do you have to say to the American public? I like turtles. Like, all right.
That happened to me one time, and I did pretty much the equivalent. I felt like such an idiot after.
What happened? What happened?
I was at a car show. So a long time ago, I used to drive a hearse. I had a 69 Pontiac Bonneville hearse, and I was in a hearse club. We were at a car show, and the local news station was there, and they were coming up, and they came up to me, and they're like, "So tell us why you're here." And I was like, "I like cars." It was like so awful. And like my hearse club was behind me, behind the camera, and they're like, "Tell them about the hearse club. Tell them about your car." And I was like, "It's really cool here. People are cool." Like, oh, it was awful. I never lived it down, and I froze up and I didn't know what to say, and I was thinking more. I was in my head, per usual, thinking more about how do I look. I don't want to say the wrong thing, instead of just being myself and sharing, like, why am I there? I'm here with my hearse club. Let me tell you their name, and here's my car, and
Nice.
the same thing.
Say be yourself, but my drag queen friends made fun of me mercilessly for years because the news had come to some goth club that we used to go to off of Schrader in Hollywood. And they were like, "Oh, tell us about, like, why you're here." And I'm there in this like giant French ball gown, this like wedding dress, and my hair is like blonde Betty Boop. And I go, "It's like a ball for the dead." And I just like go and walk into the club. And my friends made fun of me mercilessly because that shit was like all over the place for a while. Whatever. Okay, so then on BLK, you get to have a sticker, and you put Caribbean descent.
Yes.
What are the stickers on there?
Trans. I think a weed plant. Caribbean descent.
Okay.
I don't even know what the
I
other
like
ones
that
are.
you pick Caribbean descent because it tells me more about you.
Yeah.
If there were other stickers, if you could put more stickers on, whatever they are, put as many on, because each one of those is an opportunity for me to kind of like get an idea that you're this multifaceted person that's more than just Caribbean descent.
Yeah.
Randy.
Uh-oh.
I'm not going to dime you out, but it says my birthday, and I'm looking at the year on this birthday.
Don't dime me out.
I'm not diming you out.
It says I'm 40.
It is incorrect, sir. It is grossly incorrect, sir. That brings me to this guy. This guy was a guy that I matched with someplace. And he says, I circled, "I'm an honest guy and need to be with an honest something or other." I don't know, all my circles. Really, honesty, nothing, no games, blah, blah, blah. The man was 49, and he put his profile said that he was 36, I think. But then in the text of it, he said he was 39. But then when we talked, I don't know if you can see that, I'm 39. Yeah. Honesty. And then we talked, it turned out that he was 49. And I think that my profile at that time, I think I was a detective, and I think I said, like, I have a dude's job, but I assure you I'm feminine, or I don't know what I said, but he's like, "So what is this dude's job that you have?" And I just was like so blown away by his complete lack of honesty that I told him I was an astronaut. And then he was like,
You're not an astronaut?
I think it's all up on I'd Rather Die Alone. And he was like, "So do you want to go for coffee?" "Oh, sorry, I got to blast off into space." And he's like, "Are you serious?" And then I just wrote like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then I blocked him.
Oh, that's hilarious.
But Randy, look, I know that you are not typical for someone of your age, your year, but that doesn't mean that you lie about the year.
Yeah.
Because you are sort of like defining the kind of person that you want to be with. And I know that you want to be with somebody that's super upfront and honest with you. And I know that you wouldn't be on there trying to talk to, and you wouldn't take seriously some girl who is grossly lying about her age. And it's a really bad start.
But I was
like,
born in 1994.
Yeah, I'm not even born yet. So it just, I get that you want to attract younger girls, but even younger girls don't want a liar, and you're looking for something real. So they're going to find out within like, moments, if not dates, that you lied to them. And that's so much more serious than where your age is when we ask each other out.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree that the apps do too much to weed people out by arbitrary bullshit about, oh, what race are they, or how tall are they, or how old are they. I really think that like those are things that shouldn't even be on the profile. Religion, yes, because there are certain incompatibilities, compatibilities, people who are very religious, people who are not.
Yeah.
So that's more of a lifestyle thing and a compatibility thing. And it's such a disservice that they force you to pick an age. But if they're going to force you to pick an age, I would say pick the same year and pick a couple days off from your age because of identity theft. But there are some girls who are like, oh, you're a Sagittarius or whatever the hell you are. So I would stick in the same, unfortunately, horoscope for those girls out there, but I wouldn't change the year.
Yeah, I agree. Honesty is my number one quality I'm looking for. Integrity / honesty. And so if I was already interested in you and went on a date with you and found out you lied about your age, I probably wouldn't date you any further.
So
And
that's the guy. That's the guy who did it. And so here his age says 37. But when we chatted, he actually told me that it was 49. But in the text of it, it says a 37. And we had this whole chat together. And I was like, you don't know what year you were born, sir? Like, you don't. And he was like, oh, somebody made my profile for me. Like, that keeps happening. I don't know who these people are, just jumping out of the bushes and being like, give me your phone right now. I'm downloading Plenty of Fish and you totally could pass for 37 and here you go. And then like you go and use it and talk to Molly and I tell you I'm an astronaut and I'm blasting off. So.
right. And if you're making your age younger so you can attract younger women, like Molly said, they're going to find out your real age anyway, and then they might not be interested anymore solely based on that fact. But you don't want the type of women that only want to date somebody at a specific age anyway.
Yeah.
If you're looking for a real, true, honest relationship, put yourself out there authentically and the right person will come. I'm not going to care that you're a little bit older. I mean, if you're in my range, and like I said, I have 10 and 10 above my age. If you're in that bracket, okay, perfect. And then I meet you and I really like you. And I found out that you were honest on your profile. Like all these boxes are getting checked for me. All these green flags are being created for me. And I'm going to want to continue getting to know you and pursue the relationship. And
you don't want somebody that's super shallow anyway. That's like, oh, you're 1 month older than I wanted. Or you live 2 miles further than my projected range.
Right. And why would you want to go out with somebody that maybe they only want to date somebody that's 40 or younger, and then they find out you're, 45. Now you're going to try to convince them like, oh, but I'm really awesome. Let me try to like, why would you even want to bother with that?
Right. I just wanted to show you, this is the guy's like only profile picture that was taken in like 1987.
Oh, it's like 1908.
Right. I mean, who's showing up at the bar? Who the fuck knows? That's all you get to know, ladies. Yeah, you gotta be honest with that one. Honestly, it's a huge one because it's the most like easily found out lie. If you tell them that you went to college, but you technically only have 65 units, but you don't have a degree, like that's sort of nebulous. But your age is it's a finite number. It doesn't change from the moment you're born. Well, I mean, your age changes, but your birth date doesn't.
Yeah. Right.
Okay, so about me, adventures and good vibes, traveling and I can't see the rest of it because it's cut off. So I don't know what the rest of it said, but I mean, that's not bad. I like it. Adventures, good vibes. That's very Randy. If somebody said, whose profile was this? I'd say, well, it sounds like my friend Randy. Adventures and good vibes, traveling. I would, yeah, I'd flesh that out more, but obviously, like, this is a screenshot of the whole page, so I don't get to see more. So do you remember what else you put there?
Not really. I'm not really on it like that. I mean, for entertainment purposes, sure, but
Yeah.
no, not really. I don't even remember what's on there.
I mean, just from that prompt alone, adventures and traveling is synonymous to me. Like, you're almost being redundant in like adventures and good vibes, and then traveling. You're all kind of saying the same thing there. Like, so again, if you have limited character count and real estate and you wanted to be serious about sharing, either pick adventures or traveling. I'd probably pick traveling. That tells me you like to go out. You like going on adventures and going to new places.
See, so, I would put local adventures.
Local?
That could be different than traveling.
Local
adventures. I like that. Local adventures would mean something different than traveling to me.
Yeah, because traveling, again, like we talked about last time, where you had the picture where you were at some like fancy mansion pool, I think it can attract gold diggers. And so for a man, I would minimize the I have money ladies driving one of my many cars, like all that shit, and make yourself just sound real, like humble, dumbed down a little bit, like local adventures. I'm fun, and we don't have to spend a lot of money to have a good time, is sort of what that would tell me if I was to read it. Local adventures, like, oh, because there are some people that just do nothing but like watch Netflix and then go on a cruise. It's like, no, we can just like go for a walk and go, you know.
We go to thrift stores or farmers markets or hikes. Or,
yeah.
And McDonald's money.
You know,
right.
Yeah.
And good vibes. I kind of like that, even though it doesn't really say anything about you. I think what it does say is like good vibes. It's like I'm easygoing, which you are. So I like it. Fill out as much as you can. I'm not seeing the rest of what you wrote, so just make sure you fill it out. And then under current work, you have put bodyguard and dolphin trainer.
I lied about being a bodyguard. What's that?
This is the first I've heard about this. We talk on the phone for like 5 hours at a time. I didn't even know that you'd ever met a dolphin, Randy.
Well, I'm a bodyguard for a dolphin, so let's see.
That I like. I would put dolphin bodyguard.
Really?
Yeah, and if you were somebody that swam in the ocean a lot, that would be true.
I would put that. Dolphin bodyguard. And I don't mean football. That's what I would put.
Oh.
I like that.
I mean, truthfully, if you put I'm fully employed. Like, remember when we were cops and I kept telling you, do not tell any girl what you do for a living until she marries you? One, because you just don't need her calling the watch commander, like, and then, like, after you dump her. Yeah. So I don't mind that you don't tell them exactly what you do for a living. I don't know that I particularly tell people. One, it gives men masculinity issues that I'm doing something that's potentially more masculine than them. So I kind of do understand that, especially when I was a cop. I think I said that I was, I don't even know what I said. I think I said victim's advocate because it sounds really nurturing. Even though I was like a gang cop at the time, I'm a victim's advocate. So you can make it funny. Current work, you could put, I don't know. You could put something funny. You could put that you, I work a lot, but I take time for the right person. Because that's really like, that question's sort of loaded because girls are going to look into that and go, how much money does he make?
Sure.
What kind of person is he? So
you could even reference like the time you work. So like you could put I work on a Monday through Friday 9 to 5 and not tell them. That would tell me like your kind of schedule versus
he doesn't have a schedule. So there's
Yeah.
So then Molly's comment might work better. Like I work a lot of hours, but I am ready to set time aside for the right person or to invest into a relationship.
So
I
I
work hard at everything I do.
I wrote it when I was working security for celebrities, and at that time, that's when people were getting canceled and all kind of goofy stuff. So
yeah.
Now, yeah.
Okay, then on school, you put 2 schools. I'm sure that you have the ability to say more than just 2 school names. So I would put, I loved this subject at this college, and I really excelled at this school. Would tell me a lot more about you than just boom, boom.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know if it's a free form field, but you could even put certifications in there. That might.
No, they don't give you many characters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, then personal pets, you put dogs. Children, you left blank. But this would be
they don't
really
give you
great.
You can only answer a few of them. So even though it says children, they're like, well, you answered dogs, you're done. I think they let you answer 3 things.
Let you fill out all the demographic stuff about yourself. That's I don't like this site. It doesn't allow you to tell enough about yourself. So
Danielle.
So you're saying that the app says if you tell people if you have pets or not, you can't tell them whether or not you have children or not?
No, they give you like 10 prompts and then you pick maybe 3. Okay. So if I pick dogs, what I do for a living, and maybe what's my favorite color. So now I can't answer, do you have kids? Okay. You can't answer blah, blah, blah.
So I would say, especially since you're a dolphin trainer, to sack the job one because it's not doing anything for you.
So get rid of the job.
Kids is such a huge thing because we're trying to picture, are you looking for a mommy for your 43 kids? Or do you have no kids and aren't compatible with somebody who wants you to be a daddy to 43 kids? So I would say the children one is a more fundamental compatibility issue than what you do for a living or if you have a dog.
Agreed.
So question for Danielle. When you read this guy has no kids, are you looking at it as he doesn't want to date someone with kids, or because I don't even like answering that question because the assumption is
it's an important one for me specifically, being a single mom. So the dating apps I've been on allowed you to specify if you had kids or if you were looking to date somebody that did or did not have kids. So it's important. This is one of those things like my friend and she has a cat situation. Like I want people to know up front, I have 2 kids. So if you have hangups about that or you don't want to date somebody with kids, then you're not going to bother. You're not going to waste my time. I'm not going to waste your time. And also that coupled with my age, they're probably going to make some determination. If they wanted to start some kind of family, then I'm too much of an old broad to do that at this point. They'll hopefully make those assessments. So it's important for me. And I'm open to people with or without kids. It doesn't matter to me. It's more so that they need to be open to the fact that I have kids because they're, my number one priority in life outside of my job and my relationship. That's a huge part of my life. So it goes both ways. I want to know if they do or do not have kids just so I can know up front, but it doesn't matter to me. It's not a red flag or deal breaker for me, but they need to know that about me so that they can make a determination and not waste my time. I would be so pissed if somebody started dating me and, I was getting engaged and interested and to find out that they had an issue that I had kids. Like, you already knew that about me. Yeah.
Is it a drop down of like 0, 1, 2, 45? Or is it yes or no? Or is it free form, you write something?
I want to say it's what Danielle just said, have and don't want anymore. Don't have, I'm open to having. I think it's one of those things.
That makes more sense, yeah, that it's like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
So,
ideally, you could write none of my own, but some kids are great.
Oh, so here's what's weird. That's another deal breaker. So if I put, I want kids, I've seen girls say, oh, I don't want any kids. Here's my thing. I'm like, if you have them, I don't mind. If we have kids, I don't mind. If I never have kids, you and I have had this discussion, Molly. I'm not, how do I say this? I don't want kids 90%, if that makes sense. But if I had a kid,
you'd step up and.
Yeah, am I going to jump off the bridge?
We're really on the same planet with that. If you have, kids that are somewhat self-sufficient and you're not battling some ex, and I don't have to be put in a role of disciplining or whatever. But some of these guys have like newborns, and it's like,
yeah,
where'd she go, bro? Like you just
age is a factor as well. Yeah.
Where is that girl?
Yeah, I would agree that the age of kids sometimes is a factor for people. I found that some men don't mind that I have kids as long as they're like, I have teenagers, so they're cool with that. Versus if I have 2 or 3 year olds, I think probably the assumption is, well, I'm going to kind of step in and be baby's daddy here because the kids are so young and I don't want that. Versus I'm stepping into their life when they're older and more established. And then on the dates, you can ask those questions to kind of figure out how much is the other parent involved in their life. I went on a date with a guy. He said he had a son, and we went on the date, and I'm asking him about like, well, how often do you see your son? And do you have joint custody? How does that work? And he's like, oh, well, I don't ever see my son, and the mom has full custody. And like, I found that interesting. It was a little bit of a red flag for me. Like, why don't you get to see your son? I didn't ask any more questions beyond that, but I was thinking like, did something negative happen? Is there a restraining order? Do you not care about your son anymore? What's kind of happening there? So there are a lot of, that can lead to a lot of other questions. But I think it's hard when it's a drop down for children of like how you said, don't have any, but interested, or don't have any, don't want any, that there can be assumptions made on if you're open to having kids, that there are people out there that do not under any circumstance want kids. And so they don't even want to engage with you because they think, oh, you're going to try to talk me into it, or you actually do want kids, but you're trying to be more casual about it. And so, yeah, it can be a very sensitive topic to suss out.
100%.
Yeah, but I think it's a more important one to fill out.
Yes.
Because you did, if you only get a couple, you did fill out body type, which we see your pictures, so that's worthless. We already know your body type. You put height. Okay, you're a normal height, so I don't think that one is imperative for you. If you were unusually on one end of the spectrum or another, maybe, but you have your pictures which show you're just a normal dude. So that one also wouldn't be as important as telling us if you want kids, or you put that you drink socially. Again, if you're not on one end of the spectrum or the other, or you don't require somebody on one end of the spectrum or the other, and you just sort of go with the flow like you do, I don't think the drinking one is one that I would waste my check boxes to make sure I filled that one out. As much as marijuana, which you did not check, and that that's an impasse for you and who you want to be with. So that one's so much more important to put never, or whatever the prompt gives you abilities, instead of leaving that one blank. You did put never for smoke, but I would put it for marijuana also, just because for whatever reason, people think that smoking marijuana is not smoking for whatever reason.
Yeah, I agree with that. People I've seen definitely separate smoking cigarettes versus smoking pot, or two different things to them.
And you put how often you exercise, but I think anybody looking at your pictures can get a ballpark of how often you are in the gym, like this
Once a month.
gentleman. Every single picture of his was at the gym. Every single one. To the point where I was like, God, we haven't even like met for a coffee and I already know I have to hydrate. Like, what the fuck? And then this guy, every single picture of his was in a public shitter.
Oh my God.
What's wrong with that?
Oh no, yeah, that's a huge no. Like every single one of your pictures is in the bathroom. No.
Because people are in there farting. And you're in there taking a picture that you're hoping attracts a girl. That's what's wrong with it.
Nothing's wrong with that.
It makes me wonder, like, what happens, like, if are people like, excuse me, as they're like washing their, could I get to the paper towels? Like, and you're in there like taking these pictures. It's just too odd. That guy, it's only a bathroom. You don't have any friends. You've never gone anywhere. You don't have anything else to show me but what you look like while you're in the bathroom.
Yeah, it's bizarre. I don't think that I have a single picture of me in a bathroom.
I get that like there's more lighting in public bathrooms, but bro, I even wrote the guy and I was like, do you need me to send you like a rescue rope into the bathroom to like have I think I said something about like a firefighter throwing him over his like broad shoulders to rescue him from the crapper or something. I don't know. It's on I Rather Die Alone. So that was it. That was all the profile that you gave us. So yeah, I totally agree with Danielle. That's not the profile for you.
Yeah.
I think it's worth, I don't know what eHarmony is, but Rod, who's used eHarmony, I've used eHarmony. I actually got matched with the same person twice. And it was like maybe the most compatible relationship I ever had, except I was a bug collector, so that just wasn't going to happen. But
I know I have a couple of friends that have met their husbands off eHarmony.
Yeah, it's a really serious one. I mean, obviously, we're not affiliated with that bullshit in any way, but in terms of, do you want the kind of girl who's just swiping and going, oh, he's hot, or he looks like he has money and he'll buy me a CD on the first date? Or that actually happened to him. That happened to Randy once. And Randy wasn't even as horrified as I was. It was like, she made you buy what? Versus people who are really looking for somebody that's compatible, that lives within dating distance, that agrees with them on the fundamentals of life and all of this stuff. I think that would be my suggestion for you, is like start with a better product and then work with it from there.
Agreed.
And then of course, I'll help you. I'll write the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, I know you. Because you have.
Yeah.
And for those who say don't get advice from women, when Molly wrote it, it worked. And then when I rewrote it, no dates for you, buddy.
See? Because women know what women want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is like, we didn't lie about anything that was on your profile, Randy. You're just this like richer, more like vibrant, interesting, quality person. And then you're just like, believe it or not, I've never smoked weed and I really like that song. And what, like, you're just shortchanging yourself so much. And that's a total common alpha male thing. It is such like feminine, cheesy, like non-alpha male energy to toot your own horn and to like say, ladies, here's what I have to offer. But so like the guys who are filling out their profiles, like fill it full of all kinds of crazy broken stuff that nobody wants to read. Like this gentleman.
Oh.
Let me just read.
It looks good.
This is all caps. All of it is caps. First and foremost, please, 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 please stop assuming that I am a gang member or that I look like one. That shit is very stupid. Also, females, if you want a man and not a boy, quit with your Instagram or Snapchat filters and stop being immature. You want respect. Respect, gosh. Anywho, I'm Joe Single. No drama, hard worker, dad, I hate drama. I like that I hate drama is in all caps. That's really nice. and very immature females am just being real. And if you really want to get to know me without assuming shit, please feel. His rant went on longer than he had characters for, and so it cut him off mid-sentence, I'm hoping.
Oh my.
Please feel. It was probably, please feel free to write me so we can have an in-depth conversation. Probably not. It was probably a lot more chaos. So there's not, you don't have to do a whole lot to impress us. What's out there?
I love how he said, I'm not a gangster, but his name like had acronym for gangster in it. So
oh yeah. Oh, I forgot to show that. Yeah. And then like he had his this guy I just thought was fun. This is a picture of him with his ex-wife at the lake. We loved going for long walks on the beach and to also sit, talk, cuddle, watching the sunset and listening to the waves. It's very romantic, sir.
You'd be like, this could be you. You could be
like why is this on the dating app? And so then his summary. I became a dad at 18, a single dad at 20 with custody of 2 diapered boys, then blessed with a girl that said yes to me and my sons and gifted me with a 3rd son and a daughter. She was the most beautiful girl. In the midst of 400 people in that nightclub, my eyes, my heart were hers. A 3-minute dance to Van Morrison's Brown Eyed Girl led to a 33-year love affair before losing her. This is his dating profile. And he wants you to know about his brown-eyed girl. Anyway, don't be writing shit like that. I did come across this guy, though. I do post good stuff on I'd Rather Die Alone. Truly, I am a romantic. I do believe that hopefully there's somebody out there for everyone. And I just really liked this cheesy photo of this man. He's got his little mini-me. They're like at some like 5K or something. And like they have their little matching outfits. And he's not the most gorgeous guy in the world. He's not, whatever. But like this says so much about personality and his connection to family and his humor and being active and doing something fun. Like this was such an A+ photo for me. Whoever that guy is, A+. That really says so much about you. And I just thought it was enjoyable, and I screenshot it and I put it on I'd Rather Die Alone, where all the rabid feminazis collect to make fun of you guys. So
takeaways here. So we agree you need to, you can stay on the BLK app if you want, but you absolutely need to get to a better one that allows you to write more about yourself. And you're going to write about all these wonderful things we shared. Rod has shared eHarmony a lot. He also mentioned again to let you fill out all these questions. It's not a quality app if it only lets you pick 3 prompts. So that's number 1. Take some time, pick a day, pick an afternoon, make yourself a little snickety snack, and sit down at the laptop. Don't do this on your phone. Take some time and fill out one. Again, there's lots of most of them let you get on the app and create a profile for free. So you can pick 2 or 3 and do it at the same time. And then, it's all done. And then see if you're getting matches on any of them. And then that's the one maybe you want to choose to pay for. And put a little effort into it and let everyone know what a beautiful, amazing, wonderful, spectacular Randy you are.
I'm awesome.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, you are.
I feel like special needs.
Well, okay, that said, next week, I think, Danielle, you and I are talking about self-esteem.
Yeah.
In yourself.
Yeah, so that's another important thing that you should have in the healthiest state as you can before you get into the dating world, as I learned the hard way. If you go into the dating world with not the best self-esteem or self-worth, all of the garbage men out there find you. They sniff you out and let you treat them, take them out and dine and date them. And also low self-esteem prevents you from holding to your boundaries, those non-negotiables and really what you're trying to look for. because it can lead to this scarcity mindset of like, oh, somebody matched with me, this is my only chance. And no, it's not. You're out there to find. I like what you said earlier, Molly. Like, how are you going to get me to give you like the rest of my life with? You know, you had said it more eloquently than that, but this is a serious decision, and you don't want to take it lightly or drop your boundaries, drop your non-negotiables just because you think, well, what if I don't ever find anyone else? Oh, well, I'm just going to get more cats and chinchillas and I'll be fine. But I'll love myself in the process.
Time out.
Yeah.
So is it next week myself and Molly will be interviewing you?
No.
For the self-esteem?
No, you won't.
Okay.
It's more tips and
tips.
Yeah, tips and
practical tips though. Not like just love yourself and give yourself a hug. Like truly
true tips.
Yeah. Actual things that you can do that will change how you treat yourself. And that changes everything about promotions at work and being productive at home with your chores. And like self-esteem is like really the base that everything jumps off of. And so we're going to talk about it next week, because I feel like in this world we're overly attracted to ego and narcissism and like faking who we are on the internet, and like then we go home and we don't feel very good about ourselves really. And so I don't mean ego, narcissism, kissing your shit in the mirror. I mean like truly liking who you are so that you can be happier, more productive, get better relationships, get a better job, and like just some of the shit.
Yes.
So we're gonna talk about that. I do have to get scooting though. I am
One second. Before you go. In 2 weeks, I have a surprise. I'll be interviewing the ladies, what women are looking for. So it'll be kind of the same format, except real life as far as you guys being outside. With that said, go ahead, Molly.
I'll bring my tissue box.
Yes.
Bring
your tissue box.
I already have
I'll bring the screenshots. You tell me what you want. Yeah, I'm hosting my Star Wars social deduction game this weekend. It went really well last night. A bunch of people had a very good time. I was killing people left and right. I even we have merch. Here's my shirt.
The Scarlet.
Can you survive the Scarlet? So thanks to Sticker Mule for all the great pins that I gave everyone. They were so excited to win merch. And so I'm doing that in Ypsilanti today and tomorrow also. And thank you guys so much for getting this far and for all the likes and subscribes. Our YouTube kind of blew up last week, and so it's very exciting, and we definitely want to talk about shit that you guys want to talk about and have guests on. So if you've got some screenshots to share with us or some information to share with us, we are far more interested in you than you are interested in us. I can tell you that for sure.
Yes.
So thank you, everyone. Love you guys. Thanks for giving a crap. And we'll see you guys next week.
Yay.
Thank you,
everybody.
All right.